Thanks for joining me for another video game development video. This is Character Game, a video game I've been developing for the last year or so. It's a multiplayer online game to connect with your friends and have fun. Initially, it was developed at the beginning of the pandemic as a way to be able to connect with your friends when you couldn't do so in person. But that project quickly faded out after I lost passion and excitement. Shortly after I lost passion for that project, I decided to reboot it up, but this time taking it in smaller, bite-sized chunks. I would release more updates for the game more often so that people could be playing it. This seemed to go well. I released a couple videos and played with my friends often, and a couple hundred people took interest in the project. Since then, I haven't updated the video game in quite some time, but I feel like I would love to be able to release a bit more of a stable version with a few more gameplay features to continue that movement going forwards. Recently, I've developed a Hexagon terrain generation system and would love to port that in. Since last time I worked on the project, there's been tons of new Unity versions, source control projects have changed, and so there's a lot of updates that need to take place. I also want to go back and clean up all my old code just so I know that I'm starting fresh and clean, ready to release this project again. Alrighty, so here we are in the Character Game project, and I'm just booting up a new world now so that you can see some of the changes that I've implemented. So you can see right off the bat, this is what the terrain now looks like. Now I do have the option to snap the grids so that they're all the same height as well, but I kind of like this style. I think this creates a whole nice open world system that will fit the game well. So in the game, a couple core features that I added from the beginning are things like the time changes depending on the real world time. For example, right now we are connected to the San Jose server where it is 4:39. So the sunlight is set according to that time. I also have a gun here and I can shoot, as you can see, because this game is fully functional in multiplayer already. Now this terrain is infinitely generating and it is chunk based, so I can keep moving in one direction as long as I want. I also ripped out a lot of the mechanics that were already in the game previously, like this flag game mechanic seemed to produce a lot of bugs and didn't really add to the gameplay that I wanted. So by taking everything out of the project, I would love to be able to build it up from a place where the code is a bit more stable. Also in the project here, we do have customizable characters, so you can go through and set your different hairstyles and clothing styles as you see best fit for your character. And that feature I do actually quite enjoy and will be keeping as well. In Unity here, you can see that I have all sorts of different biome types that I can set for my terrain to use. So if I simply drag on one of the terrain types into my current biome value, I'm actually able to select which way I want the terrain to spawn. So in this case, I'm using the mountains. You can see that's also different from the presets that I have like Rockies, Hills, Desert, Grasslands, and of course, Ocean. Now, I would love to be able to blend my biomes dynamically so that it switches from oceans to deserts to mountains, but I haven't quite got around to implementing that yet. So that's probably one of the things that's next up on my to-do list. That's going to be it for this week though. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.